decorated. Hey everybody, been a minute since I wasn't just making a short skit, but I actually want to talk about this because I found a topic I really wanted to talk about just for my own little personal quest. And that is simply to find what the worst D&D hot take in history is. Now the word hot take is thrown around to the point where it's pretty much lost all meaning. I even was an example of that where I made the joke in a previous video that Taking 20 had the worst D&D take in history. Which I was joking about. What it was I tried to find a tweet, couldn't find it, but essentially what Taking 20 said was that online D&D is just as good as in-person D&D. Now to a lot of people, that is true. To me, that makes no sense to me. I do not like online when I could be playing in person. Like, if I can only play with someone online, I'm perfectly fine with it, but if I'm perfectly capable of playing in person, I want to do it in person. And that's just how I feel about it. That is a personal disagreement. So in the context, for me, I may think it's bad, but a lot of people agree. Some of the quotes I'm going to show today, they just are objectively bad, no matter what context you look at them in. Now, some of these I found, some of these were submitted to me. I put a message out on some of social medias asking people to submit some, and I got some interesting responses. So this may end up being a multi-parter. I'm debating on how it will go. I'm guessing it'll go on based on how this video is received. But you have some you want to send in? Let me know. Now to really set the mood for this video, I'm going to show you the Patient Zero, the progenitor, the original, the Prometheus, the one that started it all. And that is a response I got to a tweet I made a long time ago asking people what their unpopular D&D opinion was. And the response I got was no women at the table, exclamation point 1, exclamation point. Yeah. My fellow D&D nerds, I'm sorry I'm going to have to make a very brave statement today, but sexism is bad. No applause please, no applause please. That's the least I can do. I came from a woman birthed me, I love them. Thank you all. No, but just, in all seriousness, I thought this was a troll account, but this account retweeted it, then blocked me so I couldn't respond. So I looked at an alternate account, and him and just a bunch of other people on this incel part of Twitter just were all together laughing at this, and just, yeah. I don't know, I just didn't expect someone who literally has Ray from Evangelion with a Trump hat on to be serious, but here we are. I had to personally rank that one I just did. I'd have to give that one like a 4.5 out of 5. I don't think there's genuinely, I don't think there should be a 5. At the least, I don't want there to be a 5 of just someone who's just that outright hostile, but you never know, we may find it. I'm just curious, because the beautiful thing about D&D is there's no real right way to play it as long as everyone's having fun. But the also downside to that is technically that makes everyone right in their own way. So there's a lot of people that are very strong in their opinions on what is right and what is wrong in D&D. And that, I feel, is why we get the results we do when people are so hard on their arguments online. So, with that, let us explore what the possible worst ones are. First, before we get into the rest of them, guys, only like 5% of you are subscribed. Come on, fix it. Subscribe. I'll get the video if y'all subscribe. Guys, you're making me do the stereotypical YouTuber thing. May go into my other ones later, but right now I want to go into the fan submitted ones, because that is my goal right now, to actually find what the Patient Zero is that will be able to defeat this one. I'll be ranking all these 1 out of 5. Now, let's go for this one. First one came from RuneSmith, actually. So, RuneSmith said, Polymorph should let you pick any monster in the game, not just lame old beast. From my newbie ass. RuneSmith, I respect to self-admit, we've probably all had bad D&D opinions before. This one, I don't think it's as bad, because, yeah, it's bad in the context, but also, I feel like that's just a noob thing. Like, when you don't really understand balance in the game, that probably does sound lame, because I've thought the same when I played a ranger and thought I could turn myself into dragons. Then I realized what balance is, and I've realized that would upset it just slightly, just a little bit. I'd rank that one just a 2. That one's not bad at all. Like, especially when you factor in the fact you're a noob at the game, that's like a 1. That's not bad at all. Next, response. Next, Aiden actually responded saying, you can't play a character from a different gender, race, or age than your own. The age part has been specifically mentioned to me in regards to playing characters that are younger than you. This one's up there, because I've been thinking about this one a lot ever since I read this, because the only way that makes sense, that could be a fun thought experiment, playing a character that it only shares traits with you. But what is that? You could only play like human fighters and maybe rogues in a game. Is that what you want? That's... God, that's bad. That one's not overtly harmful to anyone, but it's just such a stupid opinion. I gotta give that one a 3.5. That one's bad. Good D&D edition, not a good take. Next, post. This one was a screenshot from Manchi, actually, where they posted this response from what I'm assuming it was from the whole wheelchair fiasco that happened not too long ago. I could make a whole video on the takes that came from that wheelchair fiasco. My lord, that was nuts. What Manchi's thing said is, even though I disagree with the premise of a wheelchair being viable in any combat scenario, this character art is stunning. Best of luck to you in the future games. At least that one was civil. I gotta give it that one. It's still bad because the whole wheelchair thing to me makes no sense, where you literally have someone that can transform into different beasts and have a viable combat like that. Someone with guns in medieval times and all that fun stuff, pulling some Connecticut Yankee and King Arthur's court crap. But a wheelchair is where you draw the line. If there was a goddamn golem carrying that character, I don't think anyone would have complained. Except for maybe balance-wise. That's it. Because of how civil that one is, I gotta give that one like a 3. That one's could have been a lot worse. Next post. Alright, this next one comes from Beyond by Arts on Twitter, and if I pronounce your name wrong, I'm sorry, I've never been sure how to pronounce that. But what that was is letting PCs start at level 1 with disability accommodations is unfair to normal PCs. Oh, okay. I already did the brave statement bit, so I can't really do that again, but god dang, just let people play what they want. If it was ever in a way that somehow it would make your character broken, I would understand. Like, did this come from the whole wheelchair argument? Because that's an argument I heard. Some people saying the wheelchair wouldn't work balance-wise, which felt weird to me. It was pretty well built, honestly. As long as everything's balanced, I don't see what the problem is. And just, god dang, let people play what they want. Yeah, that one's spicy. Yeah, I gotta give that one a 4. Next post. This one is from High Adventure Cast, and this is The Dungeon Master Isn't Your Friend. Okay, this is the first one that I'm actually privy to kind of agree with. Now, this one actually is one that could receive some more context, because the way I look at it, me and my wife have an agreement when we play, since I DM, she plays, and we have that agreement of we're not going to give favoritism to each other when we're playing, whether it's we're both playing PCs in the same game, or if I'm a DM and she's the player, I'm not going to favor her over the rest of the cast. That's it. We jokingly say we're not married while we're playing. Obviously, we're not that far, but yeah. And I feel like it should be the same, where we shouldn't be giving favoritism to players. But at the same sense, the DM should want what's best for the group, unless that's the tone of the game. It's basically a very deadly lethal campaign, but generally the DM should want the players to succeed. That's how I think of it anyways. So yeah, that's my thought on it. So given the right context, that could be bad, but just generally I feel like when it comes to how I see it, so that's one that kind of needs more context. Sorry about that, but I got to give that one at least a 2 out of 5. Okay, so I think that's good for now, because I got a decent bit of responses, and I don't want to make this video too long, so I'm going to break it into 2 parts at least. Maybe 3, depending. So, guys, you got something that you think beat that? Leave them in the comments below. Send me a message on Twitter, Instagram, whatever. And yeah, let us have the hunt to see what the worst D&D take is. And yeah, Y'all remember to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see y'all next video. Bye.